For those of you who don't know me, my name is Karen Dion. I write psychological suspense set in Michigan's Upper Peninsula wilderness. And my first psychological suspense, called The Marsh King's Daughter, was an international bestseller. And it's actually soon to be a major motion picture starring Daisy Ridley and Ben Mendelsohn. So yeah, that's crazy. And then my next novel, psychological suspense, is called The Wicked Sister. It's also set in Michigan's Upper Peninsula wilderness. And Publishers Weekly chose it as one of the best thrillers of 2017 when it came out. So I lived in the Upper Peninsula for 30 years, and I've had pretty good success now writing books set in a place that I know well. Now we'll introduce our speakers. Val Emmich is a writer, singer, songwriter, and actor. He's had roles on Vinyl, 30 Rock, and Ugly Betty, and been featured in a bunch of commercials, though he doesn't do much acting anymore. His previous book, Dear Evan Hansen, the novel, is a New York Times bestseller based on the hit Broadway show. And his newest novel, Maybe We're Electric, published just this past September. So he'll tell you more about that when you're in the breakout rooms. Jeff Garvin is an award-winning writer of contemporary fiction. His novel, Symptoms of Being Human, was an ALA Best Fiction for Young Adults selection and won several other awards, as well as got starred reviews from Booklist and Publishers Weekly. His current book is called The Lightness of Hands, and it also received a starred review from Library Journal. When he's not writing, Jeff performs in an 80s cover band, plays Dungeons and Dragons, and spends time with his family and pets in Southern California. Eclectic guy. A.S. King, Amy King, has been called one of the best YA writers working today by the New York Times Book Review. She's the author of numerous young adult and middle grade novels that have won prestigious awards like the Michael Prince Award and the Los Angeles Times Book Prize. So her newest novel is Switch, which has been called a surrealist masterpiece by Kirkus Reviews and a work of literary genius by Booklist. Yay, Amy. So again, we'll find out more about that book in the breakout rooms. And finally, tonight we have Lissa Price. She's the internationally best-selling author of the YA futuristic thriller Starters, published by Random House in the US and in 28 countries, and has been praised by Harlan Ellison and Dean Koontz, who's called it a smart, swift, inventive, altogether gripping story. Yay. And let's see, I have one other note. In addition to living in the UK, Lissa has also resided in Japan and India, and once spent 2 years circling the globe. So that's something to ask about as well. She lives in the hills of Los Angeles, where she can watch the setting sun from her writing desk. Doesn't that sound lovely? So thank you guys, all of you, for being here. And I just have to add, for the benefit of those who are in attendance, all of you guys are my friends. And so it's so fun to be the person in charge, and you create these panels and you pack it with people you know and love. So it's so nice to have you all here tonight.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, awesome. So the next thing we're going to do is play a quick game of 20 questions so you can get to know the authors a little. Amy, this is going to harken back to the Backspace days. It's kind of an insider thing. What's your favorite dessert?
That's awesome.
And it really says that. What's your favorite dessert? See that?
Well, okay, so anytime, and I still do it on Facebook and just generally in life, if someone gets an agent, if they sign with an agent, I ask them what their favorite flavor pie is. It happens actually up at the college. If someone gets an agent, sometimes I'll ask them what their favorite pie is, and then I send them a picture of the pie. But my favorite, it's true. And so I say it's pie time, which has changed in publishing now. It's taco time, but tacos, pie is similar. But pie is still my favorite. Funny because I just defrosted the last piece of apple pie from Thanksgiving so that I can eat it tomorrow morning with ice cream for breakfast, because that's how queens eat breakfast, yo.
That is awesome. Fantastic. Jeff, what's the first thing you thought of when you woke up this morning?
Oh my God, I'm so tired. I got home at like 1:30. I played a gig in a hotel ballroom, and I'm not as young as I once was, so I was just so tired.
Yeah,
I should feel like I should have a more creative answer, but that was my answer.
Yeah, well, we asked for honesty here, so thank you very much. Val, your question. How old were you when you learned to read? Do you remember that?
Oh no, I don't remember anything. My siblings hate me for this. Um, I'm beginning to wonder if it's just a convenient excuse I use, but I don't remember. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Um,
Well, you're allowed to make up something now. Just pick a number. You could
no,
either
thank
be a
you.
genius and say 3, or you could be really stupid and say 8. So, pick a number.
Let's see. My younger daughter is 6, and she can read, but she hates reading. So 6?
Okay, cool. Nice to know. You were 6.
I don't know.
Yeah. Now that'll go down in history, and become the rule.
Okay,
It's
cool.
canon.
Yeah. Okay, Lissa, what's the first thing you do when you get an idea for a book?
The first thing I do, I get pretty excited, and I usually write up like a page of what basically this is about, like a long distance view. And then I might go into character sketches.
Okay, awesome. And Amy, what's the best thing about being a writer?
Oh man, the best thing about being a writer is coming to work every day. I got to tell you, like, especially in the last few years, it's like life, I've had a lot of bumps, and I come to this desk in the morning and I'm like, this is the best damn job in the whole world. I can't believe I have it. This is the coolest thing. And I write very intentionally for young people because I love them and I understand them. And so I don't know, like, and then now I'm branching out even more. I love my job. The best thing about writing is writing. That's it.
Fantastic. Love the
Yeah.
enthusiasm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Jeff, this is a little darker. What's one thing you've always wanted to try, but you've been too scared to do?
Something I've always wanted to try, but I'm too scared to do. Oh boy. Wow. I've done a lot. I've done a lot of embarrassing things. The most embarrassing thing I ever did was I auditioned for a cruise ship to be in the entertainment staff. And they told me that there would be some movement required because I told my agent I do not dance. So I get to the audition and I walk into the courtyard of this theater in LA, and people are stretching with their head above their, leg above their head. And so I'm like, all right, looking around, It was a fully choreographed 24-bar dance routine. And I was just like hiding in the back, and then they kept rotating the people forward and forward. And finally I got to the front row, and the woman next to me, she just looked and she said, just try to have fun. And I was like, I'm going to try not to hurt myself or others. So the audition was over, and I'm waiting in the courtyard. And the way they did it is they would read the names of the people who they wanted to come back. So that way they're not calling out the losers, right? So we're in the courtyard, everyone's waiting, and I'm like, please just let me leave. Please let me leave. And they're reading this long, long list of names that I'm like, all right. And then my name didn't get called. So I put my backpack on my shoulder and I look around, and like, I'm the only person leaving. And I walk through this whole courtyard, and the casting director's holding her clipboard. She's like, thanks for coming. I was like, oh my God. So dancing, don't want to, terrified of it.
That works. That works.
Real quickly, Jeff. I also don't do the dance thing, but because I sing and act, my agents would always send me out on musical theater stuff.
Yeah.
And I was down to like the last 3 in Spider-Man, and I dodged several bullets on that one. But American Psycho, they want to bring it from Britain to Broadway, and they're like, you should go out for this. They're asking for you especially. I don't dance. No, it's just they're killing. It's not real dancing. It's like stabbing while you're moving. I get into the place just like you, and I'm like, why are there mirrors on every wall? This doesn't look like my kind of place. And I swear, in my mind, this is how the audition began. All right, everyone, and 5, 4, 3. And like people were doing flips.
Yeah.
And I was like, what? And I just was kind of going like this. Yeah, I left.
You hear 5, 6, 7, 8 in your heart.
Oh man, that's a great story. Okay. So this is a question for you, Val. what was it like working with Tina Fey on 30 Rock?
That's like the cool factor, is it'll never go away. I mean, she's as cool as you can, as you probably imagine she is. I don't know. I remember her one time. Alec Baldwin would he was kind of the diva on the set, but like he admitted it, like, but he would complain about it being like, oh, if he would forget his line, he'd be like, it's too hot, can we change the AC? And Tina just leans over and goes, you can smell it like onions burning on a stove, like when he's gonna go. Like, I don't know, she's just she's great. And that's my story about Tina.
Yeah. Well, I have a Tina Fey story too. So when I was on the board of directors for the International Thriller Writers, Bob Stein would have the board over during Thriller Fest for a dinner in his apartment. He was on like the 11th floor of this building on the west side, Upper West Side, or whenever. I don't know. That's probably not accurate because I don't know New York. Anyway, below him was Tina Fey's apartment. And so it was the kind of building where, the doorman let you in and then you rode up to the elevator and you're in, Bob's apartment. And so, as we're riding up, we're like, what would happen if we pressed 10 instead of 11? So I've actually spent several evenings 10 feet away from Tina Fey, but we
So I never knew that, Karen, because I've been at Bob's place too. I didn't know he lived so close.
Yeah, this was some years back, so you'll have to verify my information. But yeah, well, okay, this is fun, but we have one more question for Lissa. What's one skill that you would love to master?
Singing.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, because when it's karaoke night, I'm like hiding in the corner.
Yeah.
So it's not like these guys who, by the way, everybody should go on YouTube and look up Val's piece with Tina Fey. It's the funniest clip in there.
Thanks.
Where you're meeting her. I love that. It's really, you've got to see that.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. So that's all the time we have for the 20-ish questions tonight. And now the authors have all come prepared to recommend a book that they really enjoyed and they want you to know about as well. So we'll start with Amy. What's your book recommendation tonight?
My book recommendation is Dangerous Play by Emma Kress, but it's about a hockey team, a group of girls on a hockey team in high school, I'm just going to say how they changed their community from the inside. But they're a great team of girls. It's just there's the writing is fast, it's crisp, it's a page turner in that way. But then it also deals with very real life stuff inside of a town, inside of a school. It's very cool, very strong, very bold. That cover is awesome. Look at that cover. Fantastic. Yeah. And then Emma Kress is the bomb diggity. She's awesome.
Awesome. Fantastic. Jeff, what book are you recommending?
Okay, I am recommending, this is a book called A Shot at Normal by Marisa Reichart. It's about a girl named Juniper Jade, and she grows up in this family that's very like crunchy, homeopathic remedies, homeschool, and she gets the measles, and she gives the measles to someone who subsequently dies.
Val, what's your recommendation tonight?
This is called I Called Him Necktie. I judge books by their covers all the time, and I judge them by their titles all the time. And I picked this up because of the title and the cover. I like to recommend books that are really thin and short because I don't want anyone to hate me if it stunk. This is 128 pages. It's extremely poetic and spare, and there's not much of a plot, but it's short. So don't worry about that. That's my recommendation.
Thank you. Sounds awesome. I love something different. Lissa, what are you recommending for us to read?
So I'm recommending a standalone YA mystery thriller called I Hope You're Listening by Tom Ryan. He's just got this touch that when he writes a character, you not only get inside their head, but it's very smooth. It's like that kind of writer that you just kind of melt into that character and follow them along. And it's not a self-conscious kind of beautiful writing. It's just smooth.
Wasn't that fun? We hope you enjoyed this taste of what a backroom event is like. The best part comes immediately after, when the audience is divided into 4 breakout rooms and the authors visit each room in turn. We'd love to show you what a breakout session is like, because these relaxed face-to-face conversations between authors and readers are the hallmark of our backroom events. But breakout sessions are never recorded. What's said in the backroom stays in the backroom.